hit together within 24 hours. 2 dealing with this Legion of Christ order, and 1 specifically that's directly now linked right to the Pope, who hired this guy. So yeah.
And idiots will protect them. Somehow.
Yeah. Somehow.
Just get rid of it. Just fly on a drone over them. Just put a big drone attack on the Vatican and get rid of it. Why do we need this?
That's right. Trump proved they got the accuracy.
And anyone defending this child molesters, just kill them. There's no defense for this anymore.
None at all.
And it's just, if it were a few priests who got weird because they're not married and they're in some godforsaken island in the middle of nowhere, it's still not justifiable, but it could almost make sense. But this is everyone, everywhere, all the time. It's like you're told to do it.
Yeah, it's like a rule.
Going to hell isn't bad enough for you people. So we got to figure something else out.
That's why I was South Park's thing on that one when the South Park, or no, was it South Park? Was it? Yeah, South Park. The priest on South Park went to the Vatican to try to stop all this pedophilia shit happening. And as soon as he gets there, they're all talking, and they're all like, this is terrible. All these cases against us and all this stuff. This has got to stop. And the priest is like, good. They're all like, yes. How do we stop the children from talking? It's like, no. And he got ostracized for not being a diddler. And that's exactly my view of what the Vatican, what the entire Christian.
That's where they're at now.
That's where they're at.
I had this big argument with my mom about it. It's not all Christians. I don't care. It's not all. It's never all anything. It's not all Muslims either, right? Well, fuck it. At this point, just fuck it.
No.
Deal with the problem. Solve the problem. Stop lying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stress this enough. There's no solution until we stop lying. And just, if we can bomb Iran, we can bomb the Vatican. They're their own state. They're not part of Italy. They're their own country.
That's right.
We can attack them. And if Trump if Trump wants to win some support from anybody, just bomb the Vatican. Fuck Iran. Iran's never done anything bad to us, really. Not Canada.
No. Well, except for the
Canada should start a war. Canada's never started a war. Let's do it. Start a war with the Vatican. Let's just start raping out the Vatican. That's a good place for Canada to start, I think. Like, we're not going to win in Syria or something. Why?
No.
Like, start off with the Vatican. Work your way up. Just randomly. They got attacked by who? Can you imagine that meeting? Who attacked them? Fuck off.
Not the Canadians, really? Yeah, they didn't have drones, so they sent a kite. It was weird, but they got all the big guys. I don't know what happened.
They're pissed off about a giant loony going missing, and they went fucking ballistic. Someone stole their giant loony. I don't even know what that is, but they mean something to them.
Hey, let me ask you something, Eric. Were you ever a fan of the TV show Seinfeld?
I sort of afterwards.
Okay. Did you know that in Edmonton, a justice has allowed an Edmonton man's appeal based on an actual episode of Seinfeld?
That's stupid.
It was the episode where George Costanza had a physiotherapy appointment and he canceled within the 24 hours. And then he had to get charged $75. When he shows up the second time, the researcher says, "Oh, sorry that the person's not here. She had personal affairs she had to attend to." And he's like, "Well, you didn't give me 24 hours notice, so you owe me $75. And basically just said, "No, that's not how it works." Well, kind of basing it off of that, basically what happened was this guy had a $500 in tickets relation to a dog attack. He pleaded not guilty, went to go to court on January 31st, On that day, the court did not have time to hear his trial, so they rescheduled it for October 16th. From January 31st, he had to wait until October 16th at a different time. So when he showed up at court, he thought it was at the same time. He thought it was at 1:30 p.m., but turns out it was at 11 a.m. So they instantly basically pled him as guilty for a no-show. And he's used somehow he showed intent to go to trial because he did come. He just mixed up the time. But he said that the man would face a similar justice as Costanza if he was penalized and refused the court date. And the judge is like, you know what? I will allow that. So they got him a new trial.
Wow.
That's in Edmonton.
Edmonton, the Mississippi of Canada.
Right, there it is.
God.
I'm reading this and I'm still trying to figure out how do you work that in so they don't laugh at you in the trial. You know what I mean? But yeah, you did it.
I don't know. Maybe I need a break from this show. I don't want to live in a world where judges base their decisions on fucking television shows.
Well, when the president of a country is a fucking...
But that's their country. We're supposed to be better than that.
We have a drama teacher. We just got one that never made it to TV.
Yet.
Yeah.
He'll probably have a reality show when he's done. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I can't even come up with anything clever lately because these stories just piss me off. There's nothing clever to be said about, like, if a judge is basing his trial decisions on Seinfeld, that judge should be fired. Hey,
I just can't stop laughing at it because
right then and there, judge
it gives me
be
hope that
fired.
if I ever get into trouble for something, I have a lot of TV extensive knowledge. If I can cite a Law and Order, I'm good to go. You know what I mean? Law and Order, case file 7843 Doctor 26 stated this. So you guys gotta let me off. Oh, yeah, no, he's right. That did happen. Season 4.
I just can't. I can't deal with a world that bases legal decisions on television shows. That's not how the world is. That's not a world I want to live in. It's funny, but it starts with Seinfeld, and then it degenerates into the next judge who's basing his on Ren and Stimpy. You can't do that. It doesn't. This is why you don't let Disney buy everything. This is why you don't let reality show hosts run countries. You can't do this to our world. I think Gordon and I are seriously going to cross paths in philosophy by the end of this season, and I'll just want to wipe out the world. Or 2/3 of it, or whatever. It's not funny.
And you think that I might just turn around because it's gotten so ridiculous? I'll be like, you know what? I'm kind of enjoying this now.
I get no enjoyment out of anything that's going on right now. This is so ridiculous. There's, God, I can't even construct it. Now every night, Gordon and I say goodnight. I got to compose my thoughts and come back the next night and deliver them to you guys because I can't even talk properly by the end of the episodes. What did we do?
Do you know that I actually have a chart right now that shows what's going on with the weed sales in Canada in the sense of, because you know how there is a shortage?
Yeah, but before we pull off stats
online,
it's better. I would like to vet them a little more than just like Googling shit. And
it's off of, it came up, it's off of BBC, the BBC.com.
Yeah,
and what it is, it's part of this. The stat itself is from stats or from the Canadian government, is what it says, government of Canada. But what they're talking about, they're just talking about the supply and demand in kilograms. It's finished inventory. They have over 102,000 kilograms of finished inventory ready to go out. They've got 62,700 unfinished inventory, so plants in production ready to go, and 11,700 kilograms in sales.
I don't even know what that means. Those numbers mean I don't know.
They've done 11,000 kilograms in sales. 11,000, and they have over 180,000 kilograms sitting in stock, meaning they're selling virtually nothing considering what they have.
Well, they
went from having not enough to way too much. They can't get rid of it because they don't have any way of selling it.
I didn't ever once assume that it was going to sell well.
No, we called it from day. Well, you nailed it from day one. There's no getting around that.
It just makes sense. They're not going to do anything with it until they rewrite the legislation completely. They're going to sit on that forever. Yep. There's nothing they can do about it. No one's going to the 4 stores in BC to buy it. They're open in like Kamloops and the Shoe Swap, and like, why would you not open them in urban centers?
Yeah. Well, they have the one in North Van now.
It's just absolutely fucking ridiculous.
What's funny is the retail price of legal cannabis in Canada has gone up from $9.82 a gram to $10.65 a gram. Meanwhile, the illegal price has dropped from $6.50 to $5.93.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. I love the fact I'm like, you can't sell it for more than street value. You cannot sell it for more than street value. Straight and simple. First thing I said when we talked about it. There they go. Double the price. Morons.
I don't understand. I don't understand how this hasn't popped up in all the. Well, I guess we've got the Iran thing to deal with, but in the meantime, someone needs to be looking at this file and doing something about it, because it's just going to keep hemorrhaging money until they need 110 departments to scramble and look at it, and it's going to cost a tremendous amount of money. The longer it takes to fix it, the more it's going to cost.
That's right, and the longer it takes to pay it off.
It's just absurd, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how I can just keep going over the same subject and saying the same things over and over again until someone figures them out. I don't know what more I can say except go back and listen to past episodes, and we've got this nailed about 150 times.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what more I can say about it. Someone has to call us. Someone in the government has to figure out, either call me or just scrap the legislation and redo it.
Call a drug dealer and ask him. Simple. You got him in jail. Just grab a couple of the bigger guys. Say, okay, look, how'd you guys do it?
They'd be happy to tell you.
Yeah.
But we're beyond that now. When you're sitting on 100,000 kilograms or whatever it is, that's not even that.
100,000 kilograms of weed.
That shouldn't be in Canada. That shouldn't be that hard to sell.
No.
So sell 1 kilogram to 100,000 people. That's not that difficult.
No, it really isn't. Do a flash sale. It's gone. There it is. Your product's gone. You've just made your money.
100,000 people. That's not even a tenth of the population. There's got to be 100,000 pot smokers in Canada easily. Give them a good deal on a kilogram.
Yeah.
And just like, I don't know how I can be the only one who thinks of this stuff. Put it on sale. Have a sale. Drive a van like the Oscar Mayer Wiener van across country and just sell the shit. Like a giant food truck, just coast to coast, the big Canadian weed sale. Have Justin show up every once in a while and throw out a couple fucking grams and smile and get the beard to do some autographs, and you'll sell it.
Come for the weed, stay for the photo op with the beard.
You got 420 in 3 fucking months. You can't figure out something to do for that? Joe Rogan's doing Rogers Arena on 420 in fucking Vancouver. Have a chat with him. He'll figure out how to get rid of 100,000 kilograms. It's not that fucking difficult. God damn it.
Uh,